Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Michael on, and welcome to your Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. And notice the hazy sky behind us over Doak Campbell Stadium. And it was a hot day out there. 94 degrees our current temperature at 6 o'clock. And we do have a thunderstorm just south and west of the airport. But with the humidity, it feels very hot out there. 103 is your feels like temperature at this hour. Now you can see we do have these showers and thunderstorms that have been moving from northwest to southeast, and they've really blossomed over Wakulla County. And we had a severe thunderstorm warning earlier for Wakulla County that's since expired, but still very strong thunderstorms over them. Now we do have high pressure over us that's been limiting the shower and thunderstorm activity, but you can still get these showers and thunderstorms developing with the daytime heating and the sea breeze. But for tonight, expect those temperatures to be in the middle 70s, a very muggy night. There's your 3-day forecast with the heat continuing, and there's your headlines where temperatures are going to feel like 100 degrees once again for these next 2 days. Now let's send off to Dylan with the southeast.
Thank you very much, Michael. And the situation with a lot of moisture and a lot of heat isn't just limited to Tallahassee. It's limited to the southeast. We've seen a lot of heat, and we're still seeing it continuing now. Down into Jacksonville, 95 degrees right now, very warm. We're seeing thunderstorms here in Tallahassee at 94. A little behind where you have that high pressure bringing in some cooler temperatures, some rainstorms may move through. You get 85 in Shreveport and 83 in Jackson. So a little more comfortable farther you go out west. But again, the deep southeast here in Jacksonville, Tallahassee, the Panhandle, and South Georgia, they're feeling most of it, not very good. And you see a lot more higher dew points over back. You see 72 in Little Rock and 71 in Shreveport. We'll explain why that is in a little bit. But in Atlanta, a little more comfortable at 66 degrees. So better out there, and even into Nashville and Charlotte, sitting into the mid or upper 60s. So not too bad. And the muggy meter, though, well, it's still kind of warm, and we have those high dew points. You're not seeing any smiles, no dry conditions, a little bit muggy somewhere, but a lot of O faces or some sad faces, not the best conditions out. And you see our heat indexes really jumping up because we've had those high dew points in Florida and those high temperatures combined. You get 103 feels like temperature, which is what heat index is for Tallahassee, 100 in Jacksonville, and we're continuing that pattern as we go into the next couple of days as the heat continues and the moisture just kind of sticks around. High pressure is what's causing all this moisture influx, funneling the moisture up, and you see some showers into Louisiana and Texas, and you can really see these storms kind of move through Houston now. Some lightning sitting off the coast as they move on land. They kind of fade out, not as strong as much, but Jackson's still getting a nice line of storms right now. We do have that severe weather threat out there. And you can really see high pressure sitting over the Gulf, 6 mile-per-hour winds into New Orleans. We saw some higher gusts where some storms were situated. But not too bad in terms of winds, but really we see the pattern driving that moisture in, and that's why we see that influx over into the Little Rock, Louisiana area. And as we go into the next 24 hours, we see the storms fizzle out as that daytime heating kind of just fizzles away. And so you don't have some severe storms. We do have a little bit more into tomorrow as the heating comes back, and you'd expect that, and the moisture really just sticking around. And you see for tonight's forecast, only a little bit of showers farther out west. Cloudy skies persist throughout the entire region. And as we go into tomorrow, same cloudy blanket of clouds covering the entire southeast. But the warm area, 97 degrees here in Tallahassee and 97 in Jacksonville as well. Michael, what is our local area, though, going to look like for tomorrow?
Well, basically what you've seen for the last few days is what you're going to see for at least the next 2 days, and we do need the rainfall here in Tallahassee. While Tallahassee in the downtown area have gotten some decent showers and thunderstorms, the airport for another day hasn't gotten really any measurable rainfall. They've gotten traces and 0.01 inches. That's about it. And we're well below average for the year. We definitely need the rainfall. We're not getting any of those sea breeze showers and thunderstorms that we usually get this time of year. And we're still under this hazy sunshine with these clouds nearby because we have thunderstorms down towards Wakulla County. 94 degrees again is our temperature at 6 o'clock, but it feels like 103 with that humidity. So you can see cooler down towards St. Mark's because we had that thunderstorm nearby, and also in Perry at 83 degrees. But if you haven't gotten a thunderstorm yet, well into the 90s still at 6 o'clock. So we've had these multiple hours of very hot temperatures with those humid conditions making those heat indexes very unbearable. And the reason why it feels awful out there in terms of just walking around, high dew points, pretty typical for this time of year. But when you have temperatures in the mid to upper 90s and these type of dew points where it's very uncomfortable outside, those heat indexes become awful and well into the triple digits. So you can see with the muggy meter, doesn't feel very good outside. A lot of those frowny faces and icky sticky faces down towards St. Mark's. And here's your heat indexes again. You can notice the rain cool spots in near Cairo and down towards Liberty and McCulloch County, but a lot of us in the triple digits in terms of your heat indexes. If you're not in the triple digits, you're very close, 96 in Thomasville and 99 in Apalachicola. Now, the reason why the temperatures have been a little bit hotter today, we've had this offshore flow with this northwesterly wind. Notice a little bit of an onshore wind. That's the sea breeze trying to make its way inland, but it really can't with this northwest wind. But with that sea breeze, we've had a few showers and thunderstorms popping up. We might have a few popping up before sunset. But then once we get the sun setting, they'll die off with the loss of that daytime heating. We'll have mostly clear skies to start off your Wednesday. And then in the afternoon, we might get one or two popping up, a 20 to 30% chance at most. But high pressure is still dominating our region, so expect mostly dry conditions. Now, out towards the beach, a good option to avoid the heat, temperatures in the upper 80s, but we do have rip current concerns. We do have this rip current statement in effect, had a lot of rescue operations out towards Panama City and Destin, and so that continues for another day. And so for your 7-day forecast, you'll notice how these temperatures really stay hot for at least the next 48 hours, but then we return to our normal summertime pattern with those afternoon showers and thunderstorms, typical values at around 30 and 40%. Now, Dylan, the national picture is looking interesting, especially in the Midwest.
Yeah, thanks very much, Michael. We've seen the high and low temperatures, and this is kind of crazy. It's still summer. We're finally into summer, and 25 degrees in the great parts of Montana. 114, though, as your high temperature in Death Valley. So we're going to continue to see that pattern of Death Valley seeing those high temperatures. But again, 25 degrees for this time of year, not that usual, unfortunately. But again, for most of the United States, we're seeing above average temperatures, seeing warm conditions, even into Billings, 70 degrees, some showers. Denver at 82 degrees. They've seen a swing of temperatures from the mid 40s back to the 80s, so just kind of whipping around all over the place. And Phoenix at 104. The most comfortable place, though, Los Angeles at 64 degrees, not too bad. And we see some dry air over out towards the western part of the country. This is typical for this time of year. You see those dry, hot summers. 20-degree dew point in Albuquerque and 28 in Phoenix, so feeling very dry and not like you would feel in the heat over in the southeast where we have those high dew points. So it's a muggier feeling over there, and we see that high pressure, that you see that clockwise rotation over the Gulf, really bringing in that moisture to the southeast. And we do have some strong winds where you see a low pressure situated in a frontal boundary over into Minneapolis and Chicago. High pressure behind that, though, bringing some more comfortable conditions, but some strong weather really associated with this, and we're going to zoom into it. You see that tonight we have that slight risk and that enhanced risk over into the Montana region and Iowa as well, and that's for today, and we're going to continue to see that as we go in. And you see the severe thunderstorm watch in that area, and we see some storms really firing up right now. We have some severe thunderstorm warnings in orange going on. These are expected to continue into tonight till 10 p.m. Central Time, and that though that severe weather threat will shift out after tonight. Not seeing much conditions move eastward into the Chicago area, though. They're going to see some storms fire up with that low pressure system and that frontal boundary bringing some conditions. As we look around our airport here in Tallahassee, not seeing any delays, even though we do have some thunderstorms, though they are seeing delays in Chicago where we saw that severe weather just now. Even out farther eastward into New York, they're having those weather delays. Even though you see kind of clear skies right now, it's hit or miss with the weather, so they've slowed things down and you have a little bit of delays. As we take a look, you see some severe weather really firing off into Billings as we go into the next couple of days north of there, and that threat moves eastward as we go into it, but not a strong threat as we've seen the last couple of days, only seeing a slight risk for tomorrow, and really only encompassing the northwest part of the country, seeing a marginal risk for the central part as well. And then going into Thursday, only seeing again a slight risk, not encompassing a large area of the country as we've seen with a lot of these severe weather outbreaks, a lot more localized over into that area where they haven't seen a lot of severe weather recently. Tonight, though, getting down cooler into the southeast, they need that relief from all that heat. The severe weather threat still sticking around into the Iowa area, possibly a storm in Kansas City and into Chicago as well, getting down to 68 degrees as our low. San Antonio still seeing that weather from that high pressure, bringing in some storms for them. And tomorrow, another warm day for the southeast and a warm day throughout much of the country. 86 degrees in Minneapolis. Another warm day in Phoenix at 104 degrees, just completely unbearable. And then finally in Los Angeles, seeing much more comfortable conditions. But you know where we're not seeing comfortable conditions, Michael? Where are we not seeing comfortable conditions?
Yep, and that is Florida. I kind of prefer Phoenix more than Tallahassee just because Phoenix is a dry heat while Tallahassee's a icky, sticky heat. Now, out towards Florida, it is hot once again. You can see if you haven't gotten the rain, it is well into the 90s, and with the humidity, it feels like it's in the hundreds again. So, a very hot day out towards Tallahassee and the rest of Florida. Now, you can notice how these dew points are also very high. So, those temperatures in the 90s feel like they are in the hundreds because of these dew points well into the 70s. And with the muggy meter, again, it's not good out there. It's very icky, sticky. And it's typical for Florida, but again, the temperatures are well into 90, so it feels worse than it actually is. And those heat indices, as I said, if you're not 100 in terms of your heat index, you're very close. 96 in West Palm Beach and 96 in Miami. Surprisingly, Miami had an air temperature of 98 degrees yesterday. The air temperature, which was only 2 degrees short of their all-time record ever. And because of those hot temperatures down towards South Florida, yeah, they're used to the humidity, but they're not used to the air temperatures well into the 90s. So we have these heat advisories in effect, first for the Space Coast. That's in effect until tonight. Actually, it will expire in the next hour at 7 o'clock. And then down towards South Florida, these will expire at also 7 o'clock. We have in Southwest Florida and also in effect for Palm Beach County up there. Now, we do have some showers and thunderstorms in South Florida and out towards the Panhandle. Let's zoom into South Florida first. We did have some thunderstorms out toward the Everglades, right over that Everglades fire. So yeah, that could quell the fire, but lightning could spawn new fires in the Everglades. So we have to be careful about that. Now these thunderstorms have moved off towards Southwest Florida, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning out there. Out toward the Panhandle, have these scattered showers and thunderstorms in Wakulla County and out towards the Forgotten Coastline. And we have one severe thunderstorm warning out towards Escambia County. Now, you can see the winds with high pressure, but for tomorrow's forecast, it's going to be another hot one. And if you don't get the showers and storms, you're going to be in that heat for a lot of the time. So how's it looking in terms of our heat in Tallahassee, Dylan?
Well, right now it's feeling like 97 degrees outside in Tallahassee, and as you take a look at Doak Campbell Stadium again, it's actually 94. Sorry about that. That was wrong. It was tomorrow's forecast. Feeling like 103 degrees, just absolutely miserable. This is the time of year, folks, where you want to stay inside, enjoy the nice, cool air conditioning, drink your water, make sure you stay out of the heat, much more comfortable conditions, even though it's muggy and not feeling great outside. And again, similar patterns throughout much of our Big Bend region. Seeing 94 here in Tallahassee, 95 even on the coast at Carabel. A little more sunshine other places, but still not the most comfortable temperatures, and same with the dew points. Not the most comfortable, making it feel hotter than it really is outside, where you combine that dew point and that heat, and then you get the feels like temperature of the heat index not feeling great, and we see those values into the hundreds, and the muggy meter showing it's pooey as St. Mark's has the face, and not just feeling good over on the coast where they have those higher dew points. And then going into our radar, we did see some showers fire up as we went into the day, the daytime heating and the moisture, and just a lot of heat really firing up these showers moving south of Tallahassee. But we're due for a change as we see some showers kind of move out of the area, stick away just for a little bit. You see our winds kind of coming. You don't really see the sea breeze, as we like to say here on FSU weather pattern, where we do have some colliding of winds and where you get those showers kind of coming up. And as we go into the night, the shower threat dips down and we have a lot less showers and the cloud cover disappears. But tomorrow we see the shower threat possibly come back, but not as heavily as it was today, seeing a little more clouds. So not too bad in terms of rainfall, but for tonight, sorry there folks, 73 degrees, not too bad. The shower threat moves out of the area. It sticks out for just a little bit, only 20% chance of rain for tomorrow. Getting up though, 97 degrees. Our dew points are not dropping though we have no rain chances. We're still seeing those warm conditions and even warming up again just tomorrow as well. Though it's a good day to go to the res, you see clear conditions in terms of rainfall, warm conditions, so perfect conditions to get in the water, have some fun. Make sure you apply some sunscreen, drink some water, make sure you stay hydrated and just aware of how hot it is getting outside, folks, if you are going to go out to the res. And for your 7-day forecast, getting up to those warm conditions Wednesday and Thursday. The rain chances come back onto Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where we have a little more cooling down, getting back into those low 90s instead of the upper 90s here we have on Wednesday. The rain chances are sticking around as we see those summer-like conditions just sticking in, not seeing much relief into our area. As we see our lows too, not even dropping below 70 degrees. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're all over social media. You can watch us on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/FSU Weather. Tune in tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of FSU Weather at 6 o'clock.